Hey Deckers, Liam here. It's now been a little bit over 3 months since the Steam Deck released, so I wanted to do a sort of reflection on the experience once again. Keep in mind I've had it a while longer than the actual release, since I was one of the first to review it. While there's already talk of other vendors coming along with cheaper units with different specifications, I think we need to keep in mind that most of them, in fact probably all of them, won't be able to keep up with the rate of production that a company like Valve can do with the Steam Deck. So in reality, you're still probably more likely going to be able to buy the deck once Valve get further through the reservation system. Not only that though, Valve has already shown just how great their support of the Steam Deck is. I have serious doubts that smaller companies that have even thinner margin for profit will be able to match what Valve can do with the deck. Would you really want to risk your money on that? I wouldn't. I fully expect the Steam Deck to have a very long life with Valve. Anyway, here we are, 3 months on. Have my thoughts changed much on the Steam Deck? In short, not really. It's become my absolute number one way to play games. As long as they make sense on the handheld. Because let's be realistic, not every game is going to work well on it, not every game is going to fit on it, but that's fine. It doesn't need to replace the PC. It is a companion, and I think we need to remember that. Since having the Steam Deck, I've managed to play more games that are just for me. I said before in another video how I sort of felt chained to my desk, and the Steam Deck has enabled me to just repeatedly tear myself away from it, and that has stayed firmly true. It's not perfect by any measure. Just look at all the issues with the fan. One of the fans is okay. The other has that annoying high-pitched noise, but even here, it shows how Valve is really keeping on top of things. With constant tweaks to the fan curve, they put out beta versions where they changed it and improved it, and I've no doubt there will be more updates on that and even eventually some manual controls. Just look at what you can do with it. We have iFixit doing spare parts now too, including the quieter fan. So if it genuinely annoys someone enough, once stock is properly sorted again, you could just replace it yourself and most other parts too. And that is such a key point, that the Steam Deck feels like it's actually properly mine to do with what I want with it. I've never really had a handheld or a console that felt so personal. You only have to look at what everyone is doing with it. There's a plugin system that has been developed, with more plugins appearing what feels like almost every week, doing some really awesome things. Like there's one that enables you to quick launch Flatpak applications. There's one that adds in a Bluetooth quick connect menu, extra settings, power tools, and the list goes on. I'll put a link in the description to the plugin system for anyone that wants to try that out. The plugin system is probably one of the things I'm most excited about for the future of the Steam Deck as well, because to be honest with you, I think this is going to be one of the major points that people will appreciate as time goes on, because it's going to keep opening more and more options to play with. I'm seeing an increasing amount of developers tweak their games for better text clarity and gamepad support, all of which improve things for everyone, not just deck users. It's annoyed me for years how some games, even on PC on a big monitor, have text that is just ridiculously small. And with the Steam Deck firmly in developers' minds and growing all the time, I expect that to keep improving as well. With the Steam Deck, I am still discovering games I probably wouldn't have taken a second look at if I was only using my PC. Like SnowRunner is a current favourite that I picked up completely randomly on the Steam Deck, and I don't want to put it down. Really great game. It's annoyingly good to just sit and chill out with and get stuck in the mud, and I wouldn't have picked that up if I was just gaming on my PC. I'm rediscovering old favourites too, because the Steam Deck is just so versatile. There's not even a great deal that I would want from a Steam Deck 2, if Valve ever made one. The most obvious points being a better battery and making it a bit lighter so it's nicer for longer sessions. It's not heavy, but you do feel it after a while, and if they could reduce that, I think it would make it even more amazing. Obviously, more CPU and GPU power, but that would come along regardless thanks to new generations practically every year from AMD anyway. For now though, the Steam Deck is pretty much everything I could have hoped and asked for in a portable gaming device where I don't have to rebuy my games. So around 3 months later, I am still absolutely in love with the Steam Deck. I play it every single day without fail. The trouble is some days I'm not really playing the games. I'm tinkering and doing things and seeing how far I can push it. But that's part of the excitement because it is a full computer in your hands and you can choose to completely mess around with it. You can choose to jump into desktop mode and install lots of third-party stuff, or you can just sit there and have a full day of gaming. The Steam Deck just gives you a bit of everything, and that's why it's so good. So there's just a few quick, random thoughts a few months later. The Steam Deck continues being amazing. Valve have put out loads of big updates for it, and they are showing no signs of slowing down. If you've had your Steam Deck for a while now, let me know in the comments what you think of it now a little bit on, and I will see you again in the next video.